Hello, family. So I want to post this real quick just to sort of pardon myself from the hiatus that I took. Back in 2020, I think it was. There's a couple reasons for that. Initially, it was just out of like pure resentment towards YouTube for having erased my content and shadow banned it and, sent me nasty, some of them they sent emails and some they just erased without notifying me at all. And so I was like, well, if they're going to erase my content, why should I upload? But then came a time that I began to think about doing some uploads again because I kept getting these requests and, and then I sort of got OBE'd, overcome by events. And particularly I became extremely occupied. Now I want to say like the equivalent of 3 or 4 full-time jobs with overseeing the construction and managing the budget and making sure you can pay the workers, and I don't know, it was a super crazy time. And then that actually didn't end until just a few months ago. So here I am getting caught up, and I still don't have any like professional, gear. I just use this telephone and I prop it up against a chair. I did buy this thing called a camcorder. It was a Logitech, I think they called. But I went to plug it in and it didn't work. So I could surely use a video editor. So I'm gonna post that in a separate video. But suffice to say, it was a time, if I may be brutally honest, it was a time of growth for me, for sure. Anytime you go through a painful process, it's a time of growth. And, or as my favorite Southern Baptist flavor of the Christian religare used to refer to it, his name was Reverend Kenneth Davis, and I'll never forget him. He was, oh my God, it was the most fun church I ever went to. But he used to say, when the devil starts a messin', watch out for a blessing. And in the military, we used to say, when you're flying over the target and when you start to receive flak or enemy fire, you know you're over the right target. You know you're over a space that they want to, not just give up, but rather you'll have to persevere through that trial and keeping things as much in perspective. Like when I say a perspective, of course, there's my own perspective, which is associated with all the accoutrement emotions. And then there's the other perspective of, let's just say, infinite consciousness, great mystery, the abyss of unconditional love and holistic intelligence. And there's that perspective. And if we haven't sacrificed our Christ consciousness and we haven't downloaded any if we haven't downloaded any viruses in our corona chakra, well then, it's possible to try to see, things from that perspective. Not saying it's easy. So I won't go into the gory details of why, but suffice to say, and I'm being completely modest, I don't know a single person on the planet Earth who could have endured what I just went through and still am going through. Um, yeah, in this space that I had been drawn into. So it's my ability to, I guess, try to walk the tightrope and see things from a different perspective. And not to negate the emotions or anything, but to, well, here's a word. One of the first words I learned when I got to Mexico in 2020 was from a Mayan guy, and he said, I said, can you just teach me just one word? Like, what word comes to mind? And he told me matupsim, and I said, well, what does that mean? And then he explained to me in Spanish that this means, like it's a word that we would say when we are parting company, parting a union, say between ourselves and anyone in the Mitfeld, the society, and it could be friends, lovers, family, cousins, whatever it is. But the word matubsim means to say that if this exchange of energy, which I see as a reflection of myself, and that which I need to either work to improve if I don't like that reflection, or if I need to maybe just reach around here and give myself a pat on the back and say, good job, keep going, because that was a pleasant interaction. And so either way, it's a learning opportunity, right? It's some feedback that we receive to adjust the course for the purpose of gaining knowledge, or gnosis, or knowingness, or knownness of the self, or self-mastery, whatever term you want to give that. So in that case, you could just sort of like undo the curse where all the times you said Merry Christmas, which literally means I'm happy to sacrifice my Christ consciousness. Be happy to sacrifice the Christ consciousness. And if you just go back and undo that curse, then you can sort of like, start all over again and have some clarity without that dissonance in the field. So in most of my life, I've been practicing this, right? I've been not getting caught up in Caesar's calendar of fake time. I don't acknowledge any of the unholy rituals, aka holly days. I have a whole series on that, and growing by the day, inshallah. But even still, even having been, just when you think, wow, I turned 52 on the 13-day vision quest, and I'm the age of the elder, and I'm this and I'm that and the other. Well, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. And the tests do become stronger. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It was extremely, and continues to still be somewhat disturbing. Maybe I'll go into that a little bit more in depth. But it probably might not be in a video, like it'll be in the book, right? Because there's like a disclaimer that's going to come with my book. Yeah. So, a couple of them. So, yeah, and I wanted to just give you guys an update, because the last time I did anything like this was the only time I did anything like this, and it was the the intro series. Um, so this is sort of an update to that last time that you guys saw me posting regularly, which was almost 4 years ago. And I look completely different, and I might look a little, like I've been, what they say, what one of the phrases I learned when I lived in the UK was, like a cat dragged through the hedge backwards, and like run over by a truck, and just, you name it, every possible 2x4/Mack truck has literally rolled over me this last 3 years. But now I see why. So I say matupsum, because this is for my learning. This is to, it's a lesson. Everything is a lesson. Every moment in life is a lesson if we're paying attention. And especially the hard lessons when we're not paying attention. So it's a lesson for me, right? And matupsum also means, it says, the way he said it to me was, he said, and I shall not forget this. So whether it's good or bad, whether we deem it to be good or bad, we do not sit in judgment, but rather we receive the feedback, whatever that is, however coded that may be and difficult for you to decipher, it's nonetheless feedback, for us in some way to grow and learn. And when we use this matupsum, then we also say, and this to me sounds like, well, not, I want to say the most important part, but actually could be the most important part, because it has to do with intention, and intention is everything. So for me, the most important part of matupsum is this last thing I will leave with you, and it means to say, it says, I shall not forget this experience, which means I will not try to curl into a fetal position and suck my thumb, and I certainly won't go out and in front of other people, slander the person with whom I've had this negative interaction. That brings on a whole nother level of curse, on multiple dimensions, for the one who is doing the lying and the one who is being lied about. So, but rather we accept the responsibility for all the interactions that we have, and use them as the feedback that we need to adjust our course or stay on course, or whatever the case is. But yes, for sure, as you step outside the box, take a chance. Don't be so scared. Now I'm showing my ghetto background. Scared. That's what scared is. Don't be so scared, and just take a leap, as they say, a leap of faith, and give thanks for the hard times. And don't curl into a fetal position, and stay there. Even if the attacks continue, stand up, say matupsum, and trust that the Great Spirit has a plan for you, or if you want to look at that from a pagan sort of view, or I don't know, pagan, that's got a very negative connotation. If you want to look at this from I don't know, like a First Nations or ancestors that believe this, that we didn't come here to be safe and secure and stay here forever and ever and keep recycling and keep returning and keep repeating. We have soul contracts. but those are very easily thwarted in the game with all these obstacles and challenges and trials and tribulations and tight ropes to walk. And to remember to be humble enough to know that ultimately I am too just a child of Mother Earth in this here skin suit. So I cannot pretend to know the mind of infinite consciousness. I can maybe get a peek into it every now and then if I try real hard. And, I don't want to say try real hard, but, if I make it a daily intention. But I'll never know the whole mind of God. Not here in this skin suit, I don't reckon. Everything's possible, but anyhow, I just wanted to say this is the reason why I've been offline for a while, and now I'm ready to start sharing again, and yes, we'll see how it goes. I want to think about this for just a second. I want to peer into that trajectory. Yeah, and then put a prayer there if you want to join me, family, that we can keep things on the natural timeline and not the unnatural artificial intelligence timeline. So stay tuned for all manner of, news and updates, if that's the right word, about how we can flip the switch and have our own sort of culmination of the Pachikutik. If you don't know what the Pachikutik is, you can maybe find some information about the Hiatus in Peru. So I'm not going to start putting footnotes and resources in these YouTube videos as long as they're still going on YouTube, unless and until I can find another platform and have the time to get all the videos uploaded. So I'm not going to, go take the length and effort I do to include footnotes and resources with hyperlinks to other people's work, just to have it erased. I mean, it's already going to be like another 6,000 hours just to get another channel started. Never mind, move all the content over. So I'm not going to try to put anything more into YouTube than is absolutely necessary. But yeah, give that a try, family, and see if that helps. I don't know if that helps you in any way. It's my honor to share it. And let's see. I think that's it. We'll just call that a wrap, yeah? I think we'll call that a wrap. And then I'll go on to the next video, which I wanted to do initially because I know I need some content management help. This is actually, I could use a film crew, like at least, I don't know, at least once or twice a day just to follow around, because there's just magic all the time and I don't have the camera with me, and I can't, always take video recordings and stuff, and when I do, I drop the camera or turn it upside down. So yeah, but before I ask for this help, I wanted to first give this sort of perdoname for being absent, and I hope y'all didn't I'm sure you didn't miss me that much. But whatever, even if you did. So I just want to say, you know, forgive me for being offline for such a long time. But I believe the content is going to start rolling again here pretty soon. And having asked for your forgiveness for having been away so long. Yeah, if anybody out there knows of some help, I sure could use, and I'm gonna post that in a second video. Okay, all my love, family. Ciao for now.